Welcome, Scorpio. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your healing meditation for Chiron and the North Node in Aries, exact on February the 11th, culminating in April the 8th in a solar eclipse in Aries. This is an energy we've been feeling beginning in January, concurrent with Pluto moving into the first degrees of Aquarius out of Capricorn, that is amplifying our realization of the wounding and often the healing that we've been doing over the past couple of decades in the area affected by Pluto and Capricorn, so that we can, in fact, realize a new beginning of a healing energy. I have laid out the Mayan Tarot. I will clarify with the African Tarot, and I will use 3 oracle decks throughout the reading. I am doing personal readings at this time and have included information about that in the description box below. I appreciate all of you that are participating in any way that you do, particularly by your presence now in this reading. So thank you in advance for that. Let's get going, Scorpio, with your overall energy. The Warrior of Wands. This is the energy of the Knight in Wands, the explorer, the navigator through the arena of your authentic desires and expressions, those things that feel good, that inspire you, that motivate you to grow and expand, is the arena of your focus at this time. This is initially impacting on the way that you communicate and actually how you are learning, as in resonance with the new moon in Aquarius energy recently. So this is a time when you are drawn to things that are extending your knowledge, stretching your reach throughout the world in a way that is inspired by your desire. In the position of the planet Chiron, we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is reflecting on a personal challenge that you've experienced, because you may be needing to make a decision. You may be feeling pressured to make a choice between 2 obvious options, but in fact, if you allow yourself to look very closely and honestly at your own situation, at your own experience, you may actually illuminate a context for these choices that offers you a much broader field of possibilities. This is the difficulty you may have in looking intimately or revealing your experience or your feelings about your experiences to others. And this can come through a way in which you were expected to step up to whatever level of responsibilities or obligations you had within your family of origin. This can also cohere to some of your formative experiences, but this is revealing that there is something very close to you that is difficult for you to see or look at. And by doing so, you will open up possibilities where you are now feeling very stuck and indecisive, non-committal. In the position of your North Node, we have the Judgment card, and this seems to be a universal experience reflecting our global moment. And the Judgment card is about the full level of self-awareness that you are bringing to experiences that you may have encountered before, opportunities, relationships, in particular, a very good feeling, an area of inspiration, passion even, something, an area where your natural talents flow, where you express yourself without limitation or restrictions, where you feel no sense of judgment or an agenda being imposed on your efforts. This is the inspiration and the alignment that you have realized in a reconnection with a former opportunity. Because you have grown so much throughout your experiences and your time of this deeper connection, that you recognized you're actually at a place of consciousness about that. In other words, bringing the knowledge of that experience and that desire out of your subconscious into your conscious, elevating it to a place where you understand that you are a part, your purpose, your service, your contribution is a part of a larger plan, as are others involved. And this is where you have now the faith and confidence, the trust in yourself that you can realize this gift, this desire, this goal in a way that is will be successful. In the present, we have the Nine of Swords. There's a lot of difficult emotions and feelings that are flowing through you as you recognize the really golden moment in your present. And forgive the chocolate underneath my fingernails. And the experience of releasing a lot of suffering and pain that may be the result of the pressure you have experienced and are experienced in looking at some decision or choice or commitment that is before you and that you have historically suppressed or repressed within yourself. You've repressed the expression of your passions, the expression of your unique creative voice in some way that has created long-term suffering and damage, a need almost to stay hidden, to be undercover, to not make yourself obvious in terms of this difference that you have that marks you as excited, as passionate, as willful and creative in a way that makes you feel that you are resisting or going against some rule that you were given, some belief that this kind of behavior or desire is inappropriate. You are releasing that through the expression of long-term feelings that you are now enjoying in some way. That is the surrendering to these feelings of sadness or disappointment, surrendering to this long-term damage that you may have suffered even as from your family of origin. In the past, the Seven of Cups indicates the many options that you may have entertained in the past felt more like a vengeance or a compulsory projection of the kinds of rewards or satisfactions or indulgences that were not profitable or productive, but which would give you a sense of satisfaction in rebelling against the rules that you were given, so that you actually recognize that many of the options that have been available to you in the past we're not productive, we're not all beneficial, we're not all equal, and in many ways served as a distraction from the work that you now see as on purpose, as part of your service, as part of what the world has been waiting for. In the future, the Two of Staffs. Interesting, because we're taking the energy of this sense of repression, the sense of inner conflict that is painful, almost painful to resolve, as it requires a deeper looking within your own behaviors and actions, your own patterns. The Two of Staffs here in the future reveals an opportunity that you are engaging in that allows you to plan for your next move, so that the options presented you are the result of planning you've been doing, stretching, reaching out, a desire to extend yourself into unfamiliar places, to grow, to learn, to allow yourself the natural expression of your gifts that you are entitled to, and that align with this higher purpose that you have held within, you have protected inside of you, to the point where you have forgotten at times about this need that has compelled you, and that the energy of suppressing, repressing this desire, this excitement, this exuberance or inspiration has been overtaken by the need to suppress it, to push it down. You're now recognizing that you've let the need for suppression go. You've surrendered that. You don't have to hide your feelings about covering up who you are any longer. I'm going to pull a Soul's Journey card and ask Scorpio, if you're resonating with this reading, that you like this video, that you share it with others, that you comment below, that you subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot, knowing that it is deeply appreciated. And I pulled the Courage card. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. This is really interesting, that this is actually almost erupting for you through Pluto's symbolic transit into Aquarius, where we're turning away from the collapsing of power structures and the nature of conventions, and we are looking towards the future, potential opportunities afforded by new technology and advances in not just technology, but in science, in the arts, in cultural expression, in communication, in the ways that we work. Seeing that as having a positive potential for the work that you are planning to do. And from the flora and fauna of Africa, I pulled two. The leafcutter ant is showing up, so I will take that. And the plant associated with that is the pink knotweed. And the card reads, your persistence and patience will be rewarded. There's no need to rush. Work with like-minded people to achieve your goals more efficiently. So with that counsel, I'm going to clarify the present. Nine of Swords with the Four of Cups and the Fool card. Many people associate the Fool card with Aries, who, I might add, shares a planetary rulership, that you share a planetary rulership with. Mars is also a co-ruler with Pluto of your sign Scorpio. However, I associate the Fool with both with both Mars and Pluto, and that indeed is your ruler. And here I see you having completed the steps on the wheel of the higher arcana. And now I see you trusting in yourself, having released an investment in the beliefs of others. And that release of trust and faith is what is giving you the courage to take what you know, to take the memory of your experiences, and to cast off in the direction of your heart, in the desire, in the heart, in the direction of your greatest authentic expression, in a way that doesn't require an endpoint to the destination, only knows that along the way you will be able to manage any hardships, challenges, or difficulties that you encounter. The Four of Cups is indicating your ability to practice that very ability to move towards things that truly support you, things that truly respect and love you back, those things that give you pleasure, that give you energy, that hold you up, that acknowledge your growth and efforts, that make you feel good, and that are treating you respectfully. This is the practice that you have installed in order to counter this experience of pain and suffering that you may have sustained over a long period of time, and where your healing is being activated. So this new feeling of being in, or it's not necessarily a new feeling, but it's still a new skin, where you are getting comfortable with living with your own approval, living with your own affirmation of the things you have achieved, the desires you hold, and the love you have to give to the world. This is an adjustment that can lead to a sense of restlessness, not recklessness, as the Fool is prone to express in its lower vibrational state. I don't believe that your state of the Fool is at a low vibration. I think it's at a very high vibration, where you've actually experienced those things that would lead you to deliberation, consideration, planning, caution, and a programmatic advancement towards your goals. And that's exactly what you're contemplating in the future. The Seven of Cups is being clarified by the Temperance card and the Eight of Cups. The Temperance card is really this larger healing balance that you have struck, that may be picturing itself in a kind of anxiety in the current moment as you feel yourself weighing a decision in a way that requires you to leave behind things that have been deeply meaningful and connected to you in the past. These are relationships that have meaning and will continue to do so as you stress about the perception that you are leaving things behind or cutting things off, when in fact you are taking the challenge of the moment by recognizing that you've learned what you needed to learn from certain relationships and situations, and that in order to take this challenge that is going to bring the energies of your expression together in the most productive way requires courage, inner strength to face even the fear of appearing to lose loved ones, which in a certain reality is an impossibility. That is something that does pressure you, because there are relationships that are eternal, but they may not be a part of the current situation that you're choosing or committing to in this moment. This is something that can relate to parents on both sides of parents and children gaining independence. So this is part of what pulls at you, and yet you know is part of your healing, growing process. In the future, the Two of Staffs is clarified by the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. So I don't want to cover up this beautiful Fool card here. And this is really the beauty of revelation. I would say this is one of your ruling planets, Pluto, entering into early Aquarius so that possibilities emerge, the opportunity to understand what the future holds, to consider looking forward, to consider the way a variety of scenarios could play out to the benefit of others, is a shift from the considerations of Pluto and Capricorn, where old existing traditional power structures and frames, social frames, have eroded. And with an emphasis on the past. For you, you're sitting at the fulcrum of that past and that future through your own independent stability and security. By having cultivated your garden, by having continually reinvested in who you are and what you desire to create in the world, you are standing in a stable place of not only desire, but of being desired, so that as an independent person, you are capable and looking forward to continuing to invest in yourself and your dreams, but you're also the perfect companion, partner, team player, collaborator for others, because you bring a wealth of talents, not the least of is your own successful journey to integration and individuation. I'm going to finish up this reading with Language of Flowers and remind you that I'm doing personal readings. And again, the information for that is in the description box below. And I pulled the Xenia, and the key word is absence. What is not here is the key. I hope this supports your healing meditation moving forward. Until next time, Scorpio, Namaste.